Lucy's birthday. Remember him?
Chocolate.
It's not about you.
No, it's not. No, it is not, I'm afraid. Hi there.
No.
Hi. John is walking toward a video camera and putting the cookie like an inch in front of the cookie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked at you, John. I thought, last minute, I decided that I would like to share a poem. Number 23, since it's the 23rd, from the periodic table, from the periodic table of poetry.
Right.
Dun, 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 because I was crazy enough to write a poem for every element in the periodic table. And I also thought 23 would be funny because not only does it happen to be on his birthday, the 23rd, but it talks about my wedding ring stone, which is not the element, but but you'll hear it in this story. This is number 23 in the periodic table, and the element is vanadium. I have to get in character for this. I've been going out with my boyfriend for 5 years now. And when he took me to prom a few years ago, his bulging biceps almost made his tuxedo sleeves burst. And I know he spent like 4 hours a day lifting weights, and I know he drank raw eggs and took all sorts of drugs just so he could be all strengthened, be the strongest one like that. But every girl I knew did a double take, all agate whenever he'd even enter a room. And it was the coolest thing, climbing into his truck with these awesome exhausts and the cool flames painted down the sides as he'd take me to the movies or drop me off to my cosmetology class. Now, I always thought that it was kind of weird. They used taking all these different kind of drugs to bulk up more, but he swore that they were legal. I mean, he even told me that one of them was just a harmless element called vanadium. And I don't know, when he said element, I just kind of thought about how I kind of tuned out in my chemistry class. So I take vanadium into my smartphone, and I didn't see anything about it being bad for you or illegal or anything. All the girls in school would ask me if I would stick with him after I got a job out of school. And the thing is, now that my 23rd birthday is coming up, I've got a job and I'm doing really, really well. And he's been dropping hints like he might pop the question on my birthday this June. But he was acting really kind of weird, so I thought something was fishy. So I checked out his smartphone for any ideas of what he might be doing for my birthday. And that's when I saw vanadium on a webpage and I thought, oh God, is he doing more to get even bigger? So I went over to the webpage and I saw that vanadium was actually added to corundum. What? I don't even know what corundum is, but vanadium is added to it to make simulated Alexandrite gemstones. Now, wait a minute. I know Alexandrite is my birthstone. It's like only found in like Russia, and it's really cool. It changes color in different lights, and it's way expensive, like more expensive than diamonds or anything. So I figured I'd never afford to actually own any Alexandrite. And you know, now that I'm out of school and I'm really got this good job here at the salon, and after being promoted, they're looking to promote me again, and I'm starting to feel like I can actually go somewhere in my life. So now that I think about it, I mean, it was great to hang out with my bodybuilder's guy's arm for all those years, but maybe now I should just start to stand up for myself. I mean, he may have thought that he needs some vanadium to make him bigger, but there is no way I'm going to take an Alexandrite ripoff like vanadium if that's the best that he can do. My birthday in June, which is my birthday in June, but that's why Alexandrite. Anywho, so now it's nothing about birthdays on these, but a few weeks ago the community was the theme and I didn't do anything for it, so later that day I wrote stuff about community and I thought Tom would like to hear it. So that's so I thought it was all about Tom. I don't know why, I just thought you would appreciate it. This is called Village is Complete with the Community. They say it takes a village, but for what? Keeping a town together, building roads and maintaining schools, the mundane to maintain versus actually sustain. But what about what's deep inside? What makes your soul flourish? Is it neighbors that you don't talk to since the village is complete? With a community, though, you're now surrounded by people like you, who function like you, who might share your ideas, or more importantly, share your drive. And no, the point's not to surround yourself by clowns, but sometimes it helps you when you want to shut off your brain to know that you're not the only one. In a community, it's like you're planted with similar plants, and not to steal your food or light, but to help you grow and be stronger for it. That's why a community is about, that's what a community is about, you know. It's more than a barter and trade to help you scrape by. It's about helping each other and all ended up growing more. Because in just the right community, that is where people can create that Garden of Eden. And what a beautiful garden it can be, where everything can truly grow. I'll do it that afternoon, I just make day thing. And this was actually a dream poem of mine, and I won't tell you who it's about. I guess you can guess or something. It's called Only Remember Fragments. I'm sorry, I only remember fragments, bits and pieces. But he was still alive, and he was showing to me this one painting from her. It was a self-portrait. I barely remember seeing any of her paintings while she was alive. She hid them away. I don't know what happened to any of those paintings after she died. But there he was, still alive, showing me her self-portrait. I couldn't help but stare. It wasn't like the other paintings I barely remember seeing from her. This painting was very Maud, with her hair was very 60s. And the only things I remember seeing were these strong lines in deep blue. I can't even remember if the painting was finished because I was too mesmerized by the bold blue brushstrokes outlining her hair and outlining her form. I don't remember her looking that way. But then again, I wasn't alive in the 60s. And as I said, I only remember fragments. But all I can remember was being mesmerized by this painting and thinking that it was so beautiful.